Hey, I'm Jimmy and welcome to Taking Trades, a channel dedicated to day traders where I show all my trades live without any subscription fee or without selling any courses. So welcome. Today is January 11th, 2019 and I'm in the new house. I'm finally moved in. I don't have to shoot videos from the front seat of my truck anymore, so I'm really excited about that. Today was an interesting day. I'm learning a few more strategies, taking some different approaches, and actually ended up trading natural gas today. I traded UGAZ, and I was following the United Natural Gas Fund to kind of make decisions on that. And there was something I wanted to throw out there and just get your thoughts on it, see what you guys think, see what your strategies and opinions are of this. But you know, it seems to make really good sense to buy and short on the outside boundaries or the extreme ends of movements. It seems like many times I get caught in the middle, buying off a moving average, doing just something in the middle. And when we're in the middle and we're not overbought or oversold, you can kind of get into a situation where you don't know which way the stock's gonna go. So today for natural gas with UGAZ, which is a leveraged ETF, if the United Gas Fund goes up 1 point, then UGAZ will move in the long position 3 points. So it's an exaggerated move relative to the fund. So it can be volatile and it can move quite a bit, and the range can be a little bigger. So the profits could be larger, and as well the losses could also be large if you're in the wrong direction. So the strategy today was to take an entry, a long position on UGAZ when it was oversold, meaning it was at the bottom end and the push downward was a little ridiculous, a little overdone. So my thought was, if I can buy down there off of a resistance point or a support point, then maybe I can just let it ride and move and just kind of give it time to work. And my strategy today was to take a lot lower share size. There was I want to quote Ricky Gutierrez at Learn Plan Profit. He said, taking a position where you're not emotional, but you still have some skin in the game. And that really resonated with me. So I want to thank him for that. That really motivated me today to kind of look at what I've been doing and how my comfort level is sort of mixed in. You got the emotion going. You take 3,000 shares and your heart's racing while you're waiting to see what's going to happen. Are you right or are you wrong? But with my 100 share position, the thought was take it at the oversold point, really low as it exaggerates down, buy off of a support level, then let it move in the right direction, and then if it happens to cross the middle VWAP band, then like Ricky Gutierrez has been doing, I'd like to add to that position and then see it continue up to the upper level of the VWAP. So bottom of the VWAP buy, add mid VWAP, take it to the top. Pretty good plan. It worked pretty good today. I didn't add at the midpoint. I was just kind of wanting to feel it out, and I just let it go, and ultimately did really good. I ended up getting 45 cents gain per share on the long side today. So really excited about that. And yeah, I'd like to jump into the trades and just show you. It's only one trade. It was 100 shares, and I only made $45, but still it was green, so that was good. And what I'd like to point out though is that my hold time went from a couple of minutes all the way up to, I think it was 32 minutes I held the trade. So I'm gonna show you the entry, talk about it a little bit, then I kind of fast forward the clip a little bit and you'll kind of see how it's developing. And then I'll ultimately show you the live trade of where I exited, and you kind of see that. But anyway, happy Friday to everyone. I hope you all were green. This is my third trading day of 2019. It's my third green day of 2019. So far 100% green on the year. I know that'll change, but for right now it's okay. Profits have been small, kind of just settling in, and hope that maybe next week we can kind of start to see a little more movement and just to gain a little more confidence with buying on the extremely oversold and overbought positions, and sort of increasing my chance of of gaining profit versus buying in the middle of the channel. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and play the trade. I encourage you to subscribe. I wanna thank you again for stopping by. Still looking for my first subscriber, still looking for my first comment. Anyone's more than welcome to handle either one of those things. So anyway, thank you, and let's jump into the trade. All right, here we go. So here's UGAZ. I've got the 1 minute chart brought up. And actually, so what had happened is UGAZ had been moving up in the pre-market, setting higher highs, higher lows, and then it opened the day and it sort of reversed and moved downward, but you can see, which was kind of changing the trend, so it became a little unsure. It seemed like it was consolidating a little bit this morning, but you can see this upper band. This here is the upper band of the VWAP. Here's the bottom band, here's the middle band, and then this is the 9 EMA that is sort of snaking through there. So what I was looking at today was using the RSI, which is this down here, and the MACD to sort of look at, and if you guys want to look at Investopedia, just Google search Investopedia RSI and Investopedia MACD, MACD, and you can get an idea for what those two tools do, how they help you make a decision on when a stock is oversold and overbought. So the thing that I struggled with on this was I don't want to trade against the trend. So I always want to stay with the trend. So that means if a stock is moving its way up, I don't want to wait for it to be oversold, because then that would be a short position I'd have to take, and then that would be going against the trend. So in a stock like UGAZ that was moving upward, setting higher highs, higher lows, the option for me there is to wait for the stock to be oversold and then buy off some point along this bottom VWAP line when the RSI is showing that it's been oversold. And then look for a confirmation point. How do you know that the stock's not going to continue downward? That's sort of the tricky thing to do. So you can see I've got a 100 share order out, and what I had seen was this pull down into the bottom level of the VWAP. And when it got down there, it sort of showed that we were getting a little oversold, not extreme, but a little bit. And the nice thing was, you see the bottom of this wick, see the bottom of this wick, and you see the bottom of this wick. That is a level of support right at the bottom of this big channel. So from the bottom of this channel up around 41.40 to the top of the channel, 42.46, it's over $1 per share profit if you were able to ride across the channel. So my plan was to find some sort of entry point at the bottom of the channel, meaning right down here, and then just let it work and try not to worry about it. And I took 100 shares because I knew with 100 shares I would be completely unemotional. My heart wouldn't be racing. I wouldn't be like doom and gloom if it started to turn against me. I could just be a lot more calm. So I decided to just sort of take that strategy today. And as I hit play on this thing, you'll see I've got that order out. And what I was looking for there was it touched, it pushed up, and I wanted confirmation, which, obviously this is a good move up, so that's confirmation up there. But I got a little pullback into the 9 EMA, and I wanted to buy off the 9 EMA. Just like I was talking about yesterday, buying off of that support level. When it touches the support level, you're at your best risk management point, because then if it goes below that line, even a penny, you can jump out. So I went ahead and I bought right there, as you can see. So pulls down, I'm in at 41.71 with 100 shares. And then the interesting thing was, I just went ahead and let it ride. Tried not to stress about it. You can see I'm measuring up 1.72% overhead profit up to that resistance level. Below me is much smaller than that. And obviously, if you were to get in here, because I had these points for support, it might have been a better entry if I would have entered on this green candle. But I didn't. I waited for this pullback to get some confirmation. And then it started to push up. And the funny thing I saw here was, in the past when I've made some trades, I've entered a position, had it go against me, and because my share size was so big, I got kind of nervous and wanted to jump out. I couldn't hold that psychological stress long enough because the share size was too big. So I would stop out, wait, and the stock would ultimately do exactly what I wanted it to do. So I was right, I just wasn't able to stomach sort of the stress of the share size. So at 100 shares, I'm just completely normal. There's no heightened emotion from me, even if it were to go against me quite a bit, because I'm at the bottom of the channel. Now, if it started to slam down on me and cross this line and push downward and make some extreme move, then of course I would just step out and wait for a re-entry, and I wouldn't be down that much because I only have 100 shares. But if I take 100 shares to the midpoint, get a pullback confirmation showing that this is now support, say I add another 100 to 200 shares and wait to continue across the channel, I could carry 300 shares for a majority of the trip, which is a nice profit for one trade. So here I'm just kind of switching and looking at UGAZ for a second, which is the inverse ETF of UGAZ. So I'm going to go ahead and fast forward. Okay, we're back to UGAZ. So I'm going to speed this up just a little bit and just watch this price action, watch my P&L. I'm up $4.50, which is, a living day's wage, right? I'm just kidding. So it was okay. I was just kind of settling in, seeing what would happen. And then you can see that it starts to push down against me a little bit. And so I'm down $7, $8, $10, $12, right in there. But then it would come back, and I'd be down $1 or up $1. So I just kept sitting here watching it. I marked off a little level. You can see where my pullback was, my purchase price. So I'm just kind of tucking back up in there. And sorry about that screen switching. So I still felt good, because what was great about this was it had set some lower highs and lower lows as it trickled down. But then as we started back up, we got a higher high and we got a higher low, and we were moving what seemed to be possibly in the up direction. So I was just kind of waiting this out, and it just dipped on me and held in there for a minute, and then it sort of acted a little strong to the upside, and I just kept watching the volume, just wanting to see, exactly what was going to happen here, and would I be adding to my position or not. I was just kind of thinking through some things. And you can see ultimately it starts to push up above that 9 EMA, which is that white line, that 9 exponential moving average. And as it moved up, you can see it sort of pops right there, which was a great sign. So this is the crossing candle. This is the middle VWAP. So I kind of got excited there because it was up 25.50. I had broken the middle VWAP, and now my plan was wait for a pullback confirmation. So maybe another green candle up, and then a red candle or two back down into this line. And then as it moved off of that line, remember, buying right off the support level, I would hope to go higher. So possibly to carry 200 shares, maybe 250 shares to the long side. Ultimately though, I just wasn't fully comfortable, so I just waited. I said, I'll just let my 100 shares go, and we'll just test this out and see what happens. It was more of a test than anything else. Small share size, small risk, kind of the name of the game when you're testing something that is, not your normal day-to-day. It popped up, pulled back down, just kind of wishy-washy, but it was fine. I just was keeping an eye on things, and I was looking at this level up here. You saw me just mark that out. That was the high of day. So I knew if I got close to high of day, I may need to look at taking profit there. So, and then I'm keeping my eye, well, actually, I wasn't keeping my eye down here on the RSI. As you can see, it's showing that we're starting to get oversold. And I was so focused on these candles, I wasn't paying any attention to it. So it pops up, I'm up almost $50, and just feeling good about it with my eye on this upper band of the VWAP. And then suddenly I glance down and I see this, that we're oversold and that I should be exiting my position or taking some kind of profit. And so I panicked for just a quick second thinking, oh, I want to get this good exit at 17. But if I speed it up a little bit, you'll see it drops back down. Right in here, I think, is where I start to notice the RSI. And then it drops down to 16 and 15 on me, 42.16, 42.15. And I thought I had lost it. I didn't think it was going to go back to 42.17 or 42.18. So what I decided to do was to pick out a level on my sales window over here, and I was just going to place a sell order up in the 16, 17 area, and then hope for a little pop upward so that we could maybe exit the position. There it is. So I went ahead and placed it right there, and you can see, let's back it up just a second here. So I went ahead and went at 42.20. So I've got a 42.20 sell point right there, and it lingered for a little bit. And and at this point, maybe in the future I wouldn't worry about this. I'd just kind of accept the pullback, be okay with it, and just wait it out. But I was a little nervous because I was up, pretty good per share, which was, it was exciting. I'm up almost 45 cents here, and I actually end up moving my sale down to 17, and then I'm just holding, just waiting for an exit, waiting for it to pop and get me out of the position. So I want to hear what you guys traded today. I mean, leave me comments. Tell me what you guys are up to. And let me know what you think of this trade. If you see something I didn't see, so you can see that pop I just got out. So it's just kind of hanging out and then it busts. So over here you can see my P&L, $45 on the trade. Ended up holding the trade for about 32 minutes. And the nice thing is, it was so leisurely that I didn't have to necessarily worry about managing every second with my hand on the trigger, in case something dumped and went against me. I could just kind of relax and sort of keep looking at other stocks. If I would have seen another opportunity or something that looked good, I could have taken a 100 share position on another stock and been just fine and switched between the two. Whereas, when I take 1,500 shares on, another like a large cap like Starbucks or Nike or something like that, I want to watch that stock, because if I switch, screens and it drops 20 cents while I'm gone, that's a big deal. So for me anyway. So with 100 shares, it was a good experiment. It worked. I'm excited to keep moving forward on this. I want to know if any of you have applied this type of technique to large cap stocks, not just ETFs. I'm going to look into that a little bit and see if maybe trading Twitter or AMD or MU, some of the stocks that you've seen me trade in the past few videos, if I could apply this to them as well. This stock, this UGAZ, this ETF didn't seem super volatile today, so it was really manageable. But some of the large cap stocks, when they get whipping around, I just wonder how that would work with this sort of setup, finding that nice support level, buying off of it, and then just sort of letting it go and see what happens. So anyway, leave a comment, give me a thumbs up if you like the video. I encourage you to subscribe, and I'll be back at it next week. I hope you had a green week. Take care, and we'll see you Monday. Thanks.